Okay, so we're just kind of testing out this camera angle because I feel like it's not as good when we're just kind of putting you on the passenger seat from baby's position down low. So we'll see how this works. There's a little nook, and I'm hoping that this one kind of stays a little bit better. But if I get into a crazy driving situation, this is definitely not gonna work too well. But I'll try and be easy with it. So today we're hitting push because I only hit plyos, push, and legs because I feel like a lot of my back stuff comes from the obsessive amount of pulling that I do from like hinge movements, so like deadlifts, cleans and stuff, whatnot, and then also I do put in a few sets of, like pull-ups or chin-ups into the push workout. But yesterday I decided I was going to go rock climbing, so yeah, we're not doing any pulling work today. It's just going to be all push. We're hitting heavy singles again, and then a little bit of hypertrophy work at the end. But yeah, so yesterday I kind of talked about my idea of triphasic training, what type of training that I'm doing, how the phases all kind of relate together. In case you're wondering, how I figure out what weight I'm trying to do, what like the reps that I'm trying to do. The reps and sets are all part of the way that I train, like the phases and stuff. But the weight that I'm doing, it obviously goes on the trend of increasing as I am trying to increase intensity. So when I go into the strength phases, I just obviously increase weight because I'm trying to get stronger. And I can do that with hypertrophy stuff, but it's better to just get my body used to lifting heavy weights if I want to lift heavy weights. But a more specific way that I train is called VBT, which means velocity-based training. It's pretty simple when you think about it. It sounds like pretty sophisticated, but it's really just like tracking how fast the bar moves. So people who are not broke like me and actually have a lot of money to pay for equipment that costs a lot of money, by the way, they have things that can track their bar speed and it'll actually give the velocity. So it'll give them 1 meter per second, 2 meters per second, that's moving really fast, 0.5 meters per second, that's pretty slow. But I basically just I track the overall time of my movement. So if I'm doing a squat, what I was talking about yesterday, like trying to move the bar at the whole squat needs to be around 1.4 seconds. That's like a low velocity because I just do average velocity over the course of my lift, and I found it to be really helpful. It drives up the intent of the exercises, so where I'm actually going as hard as I can because I'm trying to beat essentially my PRs of trying to hold up. There's a fire truck pulling in. Okay. Basically, I'm attempting to beat the speed at any given weight of what I did previously. So if I moved 135 pounds on bench at a rate of 0.8 seconds, I'm trying to go for 0.7. It drives up the intent, so that way I know exactly where I'm at without having to do a either max or a AMRAP set. And AMRAP means as many reps as possible, because those two things are very, very fatiguing. If I had just 1 rep max my squat, that's pretty tough on my body, on everything. And then if I do an AMRAP, that's just central nervous system is going to be very, very fatigued over the course of the whole, you know, that could last a week or 2 weeks of fatigue. And then I would have to drop my volume super low, and that's just not very good for staying healthy. But yeah, I guess that's not really what matters, but it helps me tracking the speed or the time it takes for me to do lifts really drives up the intent, and it also lets me know exactly where I'm at on a given day, which also helps me program the weight for what I'm going to do. So if I'm moving something super, super slow and I'm not trying to fatigue my body, like I'm trying to stay fresh, I can go a little off program and drop the weight a little bit, because my intent is still going to be there. The intensity might not be the same because it's just a lower weight. So I'll be able to compensate for the bad feel or the sluggish feeling that I'm having on that given day. And so that's why I do it. I've loved it since I started, and it's been really good. I've seen numbers go up quite a significant amount, and it's also very it's very motivating. It's like when I first started training, I'm trying to hit like a PR every single day or whatever. Like I'm trying to either jump higher, which, you know, like it's just a mini game. It's kind of like playing Flappy Bird, and you're just trying to get, you know, the highest amount of tubes through. Like it's just the fun part of it is just trying to beat your high score. It's not really a matter of anything else. It's just like a game for you. But yeah, I feel like that's what my version of velocity-based training helps with. But I feel like, yeah, the most important thing is like the intent. Intent is super important. Like it's really hard to force your body to adapt if you're not putting in everything you can into in certain situations. Like obviously you can go and get stronger with like a 90% load, 80% load, lower than that, if you're not trying as hard as you can. But like if you're not going into those zones of really, really trying max intent, it's really hard for you to keep seeing those strength increases as you continue to get better. And so yeah, I've been using that. I'm trying to think of what else part of my training is. Variation. So I'm not someone to really mess around with a lot of different movements at a given time. You know, I'm not somebody who has 7 exercises that I do every day or every week or whatever, but like I'm not messing around with every exercise under the sun. I like to be able to track where I'm at, and so I won't do the same exercise each workout unless it's like accessory stuff. So for my hip flexors, I just take a cable and I just do like I just attach to my ankle and pull up my knee, and it's the same thing every time. I don't really care too much about how well my hip flexor is prepared for stuff. I just want it to be you know, stimulated. I want it to be getting some form of volume in consistently. So I'm not really worried about getting super strong with my hip flexor, although I do want it to be ready for impact. I want it to be ready to function well when I'm sprinting and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess not much variation. Once I hit a plateau, I'll completely switch a lot of my exercises, or maybe I'll just switch how I perform, like a squat per se. Like maybe I'll mess up the tempo, the range of motion, but everything is consistent right now, at least for this phase. As I've seen continued increases in performance, it's been really good. But yeah, I'm about to hit the workout. Also, guaranteed strength and speed increase if you have a yellow notebook. guaranteed.
I thought it was a ice. Take straight out. Oh, yeah, appreciate it.
This is a hard group day.
What's that?
Yeah, it's a hard group.
What's that?